Okay, so it turns out that there's actually a way better method for factoring these trinomials than just trial and error. Trial and error gives us kind of a method to guess, but now if we combine that with some other things we know, we can do this a lot faster without having to go through all the possibilities of what could happen. So section 6.4, we're talking about what is called the AC method. And if you're looking this up like on YouTube or something, you might also see this called factor grouping. So we're actually going to use the grouping method of factoring to deal with these trinomials at an intermediate stage. So let me start with an example and just to see what we can do, how this works a little bit. So let's factor out 10x squared minus, what do I want to, 39x minus 4. All right. So it's called the AC method. Remember that these coefficients have these names. A is 10, B is negative 39, C is negative 4. It's called the AC method because we start out by taking A times C. So 10 times negative 4, that gives us a negative 40. And now what we can actually do is go through the factors of negative 40 that add up to a negative 39. So it's a little bit like our original method for the x squared plus bx plus c case. We just have to look at factors of the one number that add up to the middle. But this number is formed by doing a times c. So we look at negative 40 and think, okay, well, what things could add up to negative 39 or could multiply to make negative 40? So we do, well, okay, it could be 40 times negative 1, could be negative 40 times 1, and we could do maybe like 20 times negative 2, negative 20 times 2, 10 times negative 4, well, that's what we started with, and negative 10 times positive 4. And there's a lot of other options, I suppose, 8 and 5, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I think it was pretty clear that 39 is almost 40, so we're going to pick numbers where one factor is small and one factor is pretty close to 39. I think we can see that that would work. Negative 49 plus 1 equals 39. Okay. Now, what we do with this is a little different. So these aren't just the two constant terms. What we're going to use that for is to split up the negative 39 into a minus 40 and a 1. So we want to go ahead and take, okay, so rewrite that. Now split this term. So we have a 10x squared, and we're going to turn this into minus 40x plus 1x. Notice they would add up to the minus 39 if we went backwards. And then minus 4. All right. Now we have a thing with 4 terms. When we have 4-term polynomials, we can factor them by grouping. So that's what we're going to do. Group together the first two things and the second two things. And this one is already actually factored, so that's kind of a clue how this should work out. Okay, I have a 10x squared minus 40x. I can factor a 10 out and an x. So that's going to leave an x minus 4. And then here I can only factor out a 1. I'll go ahead and write that. Now notice we have two terms, and they have a common factor of x minus 4. So we can factor out x minus 4. And what's left over, so the left over from this is 10x, plus left over from this is 1. So our factors are x plus 4 times 10x plus 1. Pretty nice.